Okay, now that all this is done, and now that that cutscene has been revealed, I can just scream about Vanitas, Ventus, and the shit that happens in the mobile game. So, according to that cutscene, so what we have is this situation where Ventus is a part of, Vanitas is a part of Ventus's heart that was literally ripped out of him in this sort of like pseudo-heartless thing, where instead of its whole heart, it was like just the darkness part.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And so that made Ventus a sort of pseudo-nobody in a sense. Except instead of having like no heart, he just had like the dark part of his heart ripped out of him. So it still functionally left him an emotionless shell, right? That being said, there's something interesting going on in the fact that Vanitas, based on that like conversation, that cutscene, has all of Ventus's memories from before he was ripped apart, or at least he has a good chunk of them.
Oh God.
And this might, and you're wondering why is that important? Well, the mobile game takes place during the very Keyblade War that freaking Xehanort has been going on about for like the whole plot of this game, right? It was recently revealed in the mobile game that Ventus, before he met Xehanort and anything, before Xehanort was even born, probably, somehow was alive during that time period. And met a lot of important people, including the somebody of Marluxia. And, so this opens a lot of questions as to how did Ventus stay alive and young for so long that he ended up in the to being Xehanort's apprentice. And more than that, how much of that shit does Vanitas remember? So it is just like, I am just screaming. Like time travel. No, here's the thing. You can't move that. Like the way time travel works in Kingdom Hearts, it's very specific rules. That wouldn't work. Unless he was in like the realm of darkness or something where time works differently. It's like, how? And also, how much does Vanitas remember? And how much of what Vanitas remembers is influencing Vanitas' decision making in this game?
Yeah, there's a lot of... Someone made note of, you know, like,
Yes.
Keyblade?
I did.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting that, like, that's a thing.
Ah.
Oh, hey, P.
Oh my god, I really need to switch out of this thing. Hey, BW. No. I am, like, not doing much to these guys at all. I just want to get to a save point and get out of here.
So just, now that this cuts, I can also talk about the fact that Marluxia was alive during that time period and those two met each other. Which is just makes me go, I'm just screaming because how much does Marluxia remember? Marluxia has no reason to forget all of that, like Ventus does. So it's just... Scream! What does he know? How much of what he knows influenced his decision-making in trying to betray the organization? Did he know that Ventus, like, if he knew that, I don't know if he knew about the Chamber of Sleeping, but if he knew that Ventus was in there, which he probably didn't, but if he did, then what would that have... How would that have affected his decision-making? Would he have had an idea that Ventus might be there?
There we go. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff to take in.
Yeah, Larxene was also alive during the Keyblade War. Which makes sense. And Marluxia and Larxene knew each other.
Sorry,
this is good.
And it didn't do enough to kill it. Which
makes sense as to why those two were so buddy-buddy in a Chain of Memories. I don't know if Ventus and Malexine ever met each other yet. The plot hasn't progressed that far enough in the mobile game, but I'm screaming. Not to mention, there's a murder mystery going on in the mobile game where someone got killed, and Ventus is one of the suspects. And considering he has enough darkness to create Vanitas, it's possible he was a murderer before all of this happened.
Oh.
How? Like the reason the Ventus that is like that we know, right? Is part of the reason why he is the way he is and why he is so naive and everything is because he had his darkness artificially ripped out of him. He's like an artificial princess of heart in a lot of ways. So it's like, then what kind of we know that he existed because we just met him in the mobile game, but we haven't been with him around him enough to know what his personality is actually like in the mobile game. So it's entirely possible he was a completely different person before and after that whole thing happened. Like, he had to at least have darkness strong enough to create Vanitas in his heart. So, what was he like? Did he kill Strelitzia, who might also be Marluxia's sister or Larxine's sister? What the fuck? The person that was murdered is either Larxine or Marluxia's sister. The Japanese translation's a little ambiguous as to that situation, but either way, Jesus Christ. What is this?
I'm taking this to download the fucking mobile games.
Who are you?
Talking about?
Who are you?
I think Fruity is pretty much given you as much as what people actually know.
Yeah, but I don't know names, truthfully.
The same.
Well, okay,
Who are you,
so,
Ventus?
Alright,
how did you get
my
here?
My summary of what I'm listening to Fruity is like, this person is this person, this person did this thing. Yeah, it does.
Okay, so Fruity, you're gonna need to when you say names, you're gonna need to remind people of what the names are. Oh god.
Oh, okay, so
1 did this and 2 did this, while 3 was interacting with 1 and 7, and blah 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 blah.
Yes, that's basically what it is. Oh, so I guess I did mention the one name that I had mentioned that nobody's ever heard of, Strelitzia. She was the person that was murdered during the mobile game's plot, and that's where the whole murder mystery is, comes from. She was this really sweet, shy person, and she basically gets murdered, and nobody knows who. And yeah, it's entirely possible that it was Ventus that killed her. Now, there's a couple different people it could be. I think there is a plot thread in that murder mystery that might be a red herring, but I can't say for sure. Actually, I should probably explain that whole situation from the bottom. It would probably make more sense if I explained it from the bottom up.
Wait, the thing is that certain details they would have to see the movie that's in the third or the final.
Not necessarily for this one.
Okay.
So, this is stuff that also gets covered in the mobile game, so it's fine. It's nothing like super spoilery. So, there is once upon a time.
Are you looking at the chat at all, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
What's in the box? Oh yeah, that's another plot element. What's in the box screen? Master was a traitor. Very possible. Probably likely.
Yeah. Let's not go into the Master stuff yet.
Yeah. So once upon a time, there were a bunch of Keyblade wielders, and that existed in these unions. And once there was a prophecy that came up saying there's going to be this big massive war between all these Keyblade wielders, and it's going to actually destroy the world. So people were like, oh fuck, what do we do? And one of the things they did was they gathered a group of Keyblade wielders that they would call the Dandelions, and basically told them, hey, this war is happening, your job is to sit the fuck out so that you can rebuild the world afterwards. And so they did. The Keyblade War happened. However, of these Dandelions, there were 5 specifically chosen to be the new leaders after the war happened. And each of them was given their own book that came with instructions as to what to do regarding the how to set things up afterwards. One of these, 2 of these are people called Ephemer and Scold, who are characters you meet throughout the plot of Kingdom Hearts, the mobile game. One of them is someone called Brain. One of them is someone called Lorium, which, if you add an X to that and mix the letters around, is basically just Marluxia. He even looks like Marluxia.
Marluxia is the guy with pink hair, blue eyes from the Chain of Memories. It's the one. He's got a scythe. It's what people joke around about being.
The
Kirby
guy who was
actually
your ears and stuff.
Yeah, and one of them is called. One of them was Ventus. Like, it was just Ventus. He just came in like, hey, I'm one of these guys. There was actually also another one called Strelitzia, who actually, who was murdered, right? Like, we know it's Strelitzia. Like they show us plot elements that Strelitzia got one of these books, and then she gets murdered. And then suddenly there becomes a situation where, wait a minute, there's only supposed to be 5 leaders. But since Strelitzia was murdered, one of those, those other, 6, there's too many leaders. One of them is not actually supposed to be here. Although, to be fair, nobody knows Strelitzia was murdered. Let me go back. So there was these 6 people who are supposedly got these books, right? Supposedly, they all claim, "Hey, I got this book," right? So the way it was going to happen was that the people would get these books in secret, like saying, "Hey, you're going to be the new leader." And then once the Keyblade War happened, they were all going to meet up in the aftermath after the battlefield and say, "Hey, I got picked, I got picked, I got picked, I got picked, I got picked," according to the instructions in the book. Before the war actually took place, one of them, who we know actually had a book, called Strelitzia, was murdered. And then suddenly 5 people came to the actual battleground after the fact, after the war happened, and said, "Hey, I had a book, I had a book, I had a book, I had a book, I have a book." But one of them had to have taken that book off of Strelitzia. Meaning one of those 5 people is not actually one of the chosen leaders. Now, of those 5 people, we know Strelitzia got an actual copy of the book because there was a cutscene that showed her getting one from one of the 5 previous leaders named Ava. We know Ephemer and Scold. Ephemer and Scold had similar cutscenes where they actually received copies of the book from a leader. And so we know they actually have their own copies. Or rather, Strelitzia did have her own copy, but then she was murdered, and somebody took it.
No, I'm just gonna stop you there for a moment. Like, you guys are following along, or?
Are you following along?
Is there
Sort of, yeah.
Okay, so what is the part that?
So the important part is of the 3 that are unaccounted for, Brain, Larium, aka Marluxia, and Ventus have not ever been shown that they actually received their book from Ava, who is supposed to be the one handing out these books. So one of them had to have taken it off of Strelitzia. Which means it's also possible one of them was the one who murdered her and took the book from her. But it's also possible it could be one of them just found the body. Or rather, just found the book lying where the body was.
I'm just still worried that they're, confused. Like, there's just, a bunch of words were said, and I'm just worried that they don't, it's not clicking in for them.
So...
But I'm not sure how to... Yeah,
from my understanding, there's supposed to be about 5 leaders.
Mm-hmm.
More people showed up, more than that. Also, one of them could be a possible murderer.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the original... 5 that obtained the book got killed, and it's like,
Yeah, before they could be, like, yeah. So, what happened was that they were supposed to meet up at a certain time. One of them was killed before that time, and someone took that book off of them and is now pretending to be one of the 5 leaders.
Hmm.
So it's like, who's the fake, but also who's the murderer? Because while the thing would be to assume that whoever has the book that was taken off Strelitzia had to have killed her, it's also possible that that person is just a person who, quote-unquote, found the body, so to speak.
What am I going with here?
So that's the current plot of the Union Cross. There's 3 big suspects, and Ventus is one of them.
Yeah, I think BWC pretty much has it. Someone died, books, stole book.
A stole book.
Yep,
yes.
that is like the most.
That is literally what I've been picking up. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, as like, yeah.
5 people got books, 1 died, their book's missing, and now we still have 5. So someone's fucking lying.
Yes, that's the best. That's the very good example, like explanation. Someone's fucking lying, but none of them know that there's a traitor among them yet. Not yet, because they never met the original 5th leader, because she died before they were supposed to meet up. So literally, only the liar knows that he's lying.
Ooh. It's like that. What was that game? 2 truths and 1 lie. Of how I would get everyone by throwing in the 1, because everyone would think, oh, you can't get hit by a bus and still get here. It just depends on how you got hit. So everyone would get it wrong, which is why I always won.
It's more. Well, I mean, like also like they don't know that there is a. They don't know that there's a liar.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know that one of them isn't supposed to be there. Rather.
Yeah, I mean, if that it's more of when people think get hit by a bus, they think you're going under. That's why. That's everyone's argument. It's like, if you got hit by a bus, it would be over, and you wouldn't be here. No, it's just the mirror, the corner of the mirror hit me in the side of the head and knocked me over. It just hit me hard enough to push me away, so I didn't go under.
What's this again? That's what I care for.
Just got lucky in a very unfortunate circumstance.
So, all of that being said, we don't know how that shit went down yet in the mobile game, but this game takes place in the future, where that shit already went down. And Ventus might have forgotten, but it's possible that Vanitas remembers all of this. So he knows who the murderer was.
He knows it, and he ain't saying anything, because he's just like, I ain't spoiling it.
He knows.
Unlike a lot of you, I can keep spoilers to myself.
So I'm just screaming.
Let's go with.
Now there's a couple different ways that Ventus could end up having been in the he is either the witness to a murder or he did the murder. Rather, his past self did before he got split. This Ventus might as well be a completely different person, to be honest.
Alright, I think that's
I mean,
enough.
does the Vanitas back then look exactly the same as this Vanitas?
You mean Ventus?
That'd be this Ventus.
Ventus? I mean, does it look exactly the same?
Very much so. He might look slightly younger, but it's not obvious. It could just be the art style of
I was about to say, I was about to think of it in basically the whole Venice the Second.
Venus the second.
Ventus the second.
Or Ventus the second. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Nah. Do you know how?
Mm.
When Ventus shows up in the mobile game, they play his fucking theme, and it's like, God damn it, Hamura!
That seems very intentional then.
Okay.
Quick look.
Okay, I'm actually gonna go off and do something really quick.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, probably not really quick. I'm going rather than close everything and then just open this all when I get back, I'm just going to mute myself
Okay.
and then just walk away
Okay.
and go off and do the thing.
Alrighty.
So I'll be back when I'm back.
How Venus in the KH3? Now, the easy answer would be time travel, but I don't think that's quite the case.
We probably shouldn't be. SJ?
Oh yeah, we probably should.
Let's
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
Oh, the one who was murdered? Oh, STRELITZIA, I think.
Just type it in.
I'm on my bed. Come on. I don't want to get up for these spoilers.
Oh wow, Ferdy.
Fine, I will grace you with my presence. There you go. Yeah, she was a sweetie pie. She got murdered. Everyone's sad. No, let's not do spoilers there yet. I already let slip a couple spoilers, but I like to think that I hid them enough in the explanation of everything that they weren't too.
Yeah, we haven't even finished the story thing for Ventus.
Yeah, but most of that stuff is stuff that now that one cutscene and one conversation was literally the trigger for most of this.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't think you're worthless. I use it as a term of endearment, okay? You might be plebeians, but you're my plebeians.
It sounds like a very tsundere kind of thing. But
it's not like I appreciate your guys' support of the channel or anything, Baka.
Let's go with Wellspring for this one. There we go. Alright. Now I can go back in there and then go right back into this once I get past all this other stuff. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, Esther, just like I said, let's not talk too much about like what the deal between Venus and Ventus, because we still need to get to that point. In fact, we would have to wait until the end of Birth by Sleep story.
Yeah, we have to. There's a couple more things I can talk about, but I have to wait till literally after the end of Aqua's story.
Is that everything? That's everything. Okay. Let me walk over here first before I have to redo all of that management. I can't believe there's no save point for me to like leave with. I legit can't believe there's no way for me to run away. Like, good grief. Oh, wait. Do these things never come back? Free, do you not remember if you can come back here to like level grind here?
I don't remember.
I am somewhat annoyed now.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, SJ. That's something we can talk about after next stream. I know what you're talking about.
There we go! Ow, really?
Oh, I did notice a little earlier that she was reading at Unity. for breaking the maps. I'm curious how their maps did break.
Wait, what?
Oh, WC, one of the first things they said was, like, I found out why their maps, they found out why their maps were breaking.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, converting it to 2017 Unity, kind of broke it in some way.
Oh, that's... I thought that was the answer. It was like going to the conversion was the one that breaks stuff.
Good question, Gracie. Okay. Yeah, because I noticed there's a few worlds out there. It's not just yours, B. There's this bad doubling effect.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh my god. Let me switch up. There we go. Now Aqua. Oh god, not these enemies. Knock them out, knock them out. Ow. There we go. Alright, don't need to deal with these. Ow.
God, this music. Oh well, this is actually one of the two tracks they actually redid for this for this version.
I know someone said like the save points in the next area, but I was just like I know I was just like wanting to not have to go through this area without having better skills. Like I thought I wanted to grind my skills here, not well, not waste these low-level abilities here. I used the wrong button. Great. God. The fact this is like not even killing these guys quickly is just driving me nuts. But I mean, that's what happens when I just push forward like I did. Oh my god.
God, we have to watch the Recoded movie.
Yes, we do.
Nomura, you evil bastard! How dare you make that game plot relevant?
Yeah, SJ, we're gonna. It's not okay to talk because we haven't seen the movie yet. Rather, I haven't shown the movie on the stream yet. So.
But yeah, that glaring list, that is the idea. We'll watch the thing and then we'll do 2.8 stuff.
Yeah. Hey, Boosted Soul. Oh, thank you very much, Boosted. Why did I press that button?
It's kind of like basically a cutscene sort of movie thing with some text boxes as well. That basically just here's the plot of this game.
It's so similar to the whole 300.
Yeah, 358 over 2 days.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh
right,
god,
well.
we have Boosted and BWC in the same chat.
Oh dear. Usually, yeah, it's on YouTube. It's
It
pretty.
is in fact on YouTube.
Yeah, it's not difficult to get the version without people talking on it on YouTube.
Yeah, which is why we're gonna be talking over it.
Yeah, yeah. Normally we try to keep quiet during the cutscenes.
But it should post an hour with those.
Yeah. But the movies is just we're just talking through it all. Really? I didn't get that much? Oh, because I don't have the experience stuff in it. Oh, God. No! No, 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 no! Come on, come on, come on, come on! No! Oh! Let me out, let me out.
Let me smash.
Okay. Okay, now I can go through all the other worlds. I can't believe I just, like, pushed through this game with low abilities. Nothing even fancy other than Windblade. Huh. Oh boy, boosted. Alright, so where the heck am I going to go places? Should I be like... You know what? I should be getting 100%. That's a good way of grinding out, right? Right.
Hmm.
I mean, I suppose I can go to the Mirage Arena, but there's still plenty of items for me to find. Oh, this level though. Okay, so what are the things I gotta do? First off, I need to sell some of these blocks I've got.
I feel like you and not drunk enough. Not drunk yet. And actually would be good pals. Boosted.
I have one dog hole here. There we go. So let's see. Collision magnet, these are good abilities. Mind square is also fantastic ability. What do I want to go for? What do I even care for? I legit actually forgot what is the thing I want to be going for in terms of the abilities for Ventus. So I could probably just do that like off.
Oh, okay, Boost.
How many episodes are after Ventus? I'm not. What do you mean?
I have a friend named I believe, not drunk yet.
Not drunk enough yet.
Yeah, not drunk enough yet, and or something like that.
No, this is not drunk yet.
I believe it's. I haven't talked to him in a while, so I kind of forget his name again. But he's oftentimes, every time he gets on VR chat, he's just drinking. That's how he is.
I haven't had alcohol in a while.
These enemies.
I'm not gonna do it tonight because I got to finish my homework, which I am gonna be working on. I actually got it started, but I need to lie down for a second. After that, though, I don't know. I would say I might celebrate with a drink, but we don't have anything good in this house. He's not tasty. Is very not tasty. We've got this really shitty ramen, that's all we have, and I'm not drinking that. I have more, I think I have a little bit more self-respect than that.
I never actually drunk.
It's not bad. I don't mind the feeling, I just hate the taste, and I'm not the kind of person who can get past the taste just to go for the feeling.
Oh my god. Stop running! Are you serious?
And not to say, like, that you don't have self-respect if you're willing to drink over taste. I'm just saying that rum is really bad.
I just have a picky, I have like really picky taste buds in general, so. I'm oftentimes picky on eating stuff, but I don't really, like. I never even tried, but I just, not a big fan of just.
Can I get the prize? Oh!
Darn.
Do I even retry that, or?
Kirby, of course the answer is yes.
No, they never say what her name is, SJ. Wait, this didn't do much than important, didn't it?
Hello, who this? Okay,
Me slaps. Be good.
Okay.
I couldn't tell that. Oh, okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Yo.
Hello.
Team medalist.
Oh, come on.
What is everyone up to?
Yeah. I guess we're in the grinding hours for Kingdom Hearts right now. For me, at least. You know, also
Drawing
streaming.
Just doing some mobile gaming. I got sucked back into it. I'm dead. My life is end.
Oh.
Oh, pretty.
I guess I'm probably gonna end up getting a. I'm probably just gonna end up jumping into VRC for a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
I join you. So, Crow, I didn't. Funny enough, I didn't even recognize your voice because you sound so deep. For a moment.
Yeah, your voice is a little weird.
I just woke up, so yeah, my voice is like very.
Yeah.
So you missed. Fortunately, you woke up after I went into this long, complicated spiel about the murder mystery going on in the mobile game during Kingdom Hearts and how it ties to the timeline.
I don't think
Damn
he
it.
knows what. I don't think Corona even knows the game that we're playing right now.
I don't, but I still like theories.
We are playing Kingdom Hearts. Boy, oh boy.
I don't think I have the skills needed for doing this thing. Or I can just use. Huh. Why don't I just do things that lets me one-shot these guys? Okay, that works too. That works too. And he survived that. Okay.
Oh.
Oh, what was that? I don't know if there's like another voice in there or not. Oh, is Chrono still in the voice chat?
Yeah.
Okay, Boosted has a message. I will try to read that as soon as I can.
I can.
Okay.
Booster says, Corona? My lad, I'm sorry I heard what happened, mate. Love you regardless. Come talk to me, more lad. I'm rebuilding Demon Dogs the old way, by the way.
Yeah. I heard. Fucking my main concern is how's that boy going?
Right now he's a little bit drunk, but not like wasted. He seems to be fine.
He says he's very drunk, but seeing how he's still able to type quite clearly.
He could be using a lot of focus.
I will be on VRC, so if anyone wants to come join, they can. So I'm gonna pop off my I'm gonna pop off my phone and go shower. I literally just woke up.
Okay.
Yeah. Before you, yeah, I will not be able to join you because I have homework things to do.
All right.
But I know Kirby's gonna be on just a tiny bit tomorrow because for the thing that Shadow wanted to do RP wise, but maybe we could do a little bit of hanging out after that.
Yeah.
Alright, that'd be good. Yeah, this is, oh my god, because I literally did D&D for 2 days straight. I was just like, holy shit, my body. Yeah, no, we didn't expect to, we were just planning to do, you know, like one long session, and then the adrenaline just kept us going, and we didn't realize the time, and because of how good it was getting. Because this has been like an event. It has been events over this year. Like this has been stacking up over to this like entire year until now, and it really kicked us in the gut. Like it really did.
Gee,
We got through it, but Jesus, half of us were like passing out every like 2 seconds. Anyway, I gotta go.
Alright. See ya, Kara.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to find this last treasure chest right now. I have no idea where that thing's at. Oh, up there?
Ugh.
How do I get up there? Oh, that's how I get up there. The idea that I can destroy these unversed with a yarn ball is...
Funny.
Yes. Like what? Also, I just realized something. The boot enemies appear in the World of Cinderella. So that took me a bit to relook at that. Hey, Rini. I'm unsure what Rini is saying. There's nothing up
Oh, I think Reedy did like a one of those quiz. Who are you quizzes?
Oh, okay.
Welcome to Kingdom Hearts. No, it makes sense, but it's very convoluted.
Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff.
It's just a lot of stuff. None of it's like mind-bendy in the way like something like Evangelion is. It's very straightforward, but there's a lot of it. I've seen worse than this. I'm a fan of things like Umineko and Evangelion. This is nothing. This is nothing. You haven't hit peak convolute until you've played Umineko.
Welcome, Moflick. What am I going for? What am I going for? Just fair warning right now. You know, I should probably change the title right now. Since right now I'm just going into we're just grinding hours. I'm not gonna push the story at all right now. So it's just basically just like, you know, just chilling out, pushing forward, or just trying to make events stronger. Because those fights, man, these fights have been, woo boy. I'm surviving, but bit story pushing for tonight. There, I've updated the title. Alright. I keep forgetting. I was gonna check the treasures. Alright, was that the treasure I needed? That was... Yes, that was the last treasure I needed. Okay. Let's get the heck out of here. And never think of this world again.
Ooh, how long before Kate go? I don't know the answer to that one actually.
Yeah,
I really don't.
That was not a thing that was answered yet. Mouse is in the way. Is this the way back? Just gonna ignore those guys for now. Does he say anything else? Or is he just simply just chilling there? Ben help Jack McFlinderelli happy.
I still don't believe that's Rob Paulson.
Yeah, I really don't think that's Rob Paulson either. Alright, so...
It's like multiple sources are like, yeah, this is... like...
Huh. Okay, you can transform into enemies. Alright. That's interesting.
Alrighty, I can hear my dad saying food is ready, so I will return in a bit.
Alright, bye, Fruity.
Alright, see ya, babe. I'm just gonna use the mic thing to mute myself.
We're playing the future Kirby. I plan on making Demon Dogs a necessary evil. Boosted, you're well aware of or are you aware of my history with the Demon Dogs? I'm just out of curiosity.
I know about it.
Yes, I know. I'm just wondering. Let's see. This way. Unknown actually.
Okay.
Saying as there are 2 people with evil organizations here.
So Boosted, when Demon Dogs was the thing, like multiple people were going after Kirby's soul at one point.
Yeah.
This was before like the lot of us.
Not to you.
Oh.
Go ahead.
This was before like the Lottos were doing like any RP stuff, and this was actually before like I actually like was like known to be, well, I guess doing serious RP like before the crossover event. What was that?
Being known as the Kirby Knight.
No, I mean, no. What is this?
Yes.
But yeah, there's so many people that was like going after my soul specifically, and it actively annoyed a lot of the people around me. Like a lot, all the stuff that was going on with that.
Yeah, that is literally why I was offering you like, hey,
yeah,
grab a Solomon, so you could literally say "fuck you" to people.
Yeah,
and like, okay, I am not interested in that. Go away.
Oh God, I can't. I want to look at the chat while I'm doing this, but I cannot do that right now. Oh, interesting. I thought I was gonna die from that. Okay, Rini, I actively have like all the changes that you've done. I cannot like. It's been way too subtle for me to see them. The changes that have been going on. But yeah, so it's basically just like, you know, Demon Dogs going after my soul, etc., etc. Annoyed the those around me. So I don't know how the others are gonna feel about it now that, you know, everyone, like a lot of people have been RP and stuff like that. Oh crap! No. Oh, that works too.
Actually, now I have to look it up because it was brought up when I was doing a thing. Is the UNSC like a world government or something, or an international government?
UNSC. That's related to Halo.
Halo.
Yeah.
Remember, when I was actually using the Halo map, Rookie and Agent were talking about just like, okay, well, since we're using this, we'll use some stuff from Halo to make this work out better. Because BWC is literally throwing out, oh, there is no world government, so they can't do anything about it. But, like, kinda there it has to be. United Nations, yes. So that immediately answered my question. You're going to do that, Sibo? It is actually a really bad thing that you have your HR department, which is required in the building in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Oh my God! All right, you know what? Screw this mission. like the two main things.
No, BWC, the two things I'm like really trying to get you to do don't really matter on the grand scheme of things. Have an HR department in your facilities, and if you're gonna have a wild experiments, you technically have to be responsible for their actions, since they are your property.
Well, yeah, they go out of line and they do hunt them down, so...
Yeah, but when they're going around and just showing stuff, it's just like, oh, we got it, so bye, guys.
So it's like,
Yeah,
so I guess
know,
the thing...
I'm just pointing that out.
I just want to point out that, like, I feel like we need to, like, make sure that we don't... Well, I don't know, we don't have to... It's not... Everyone does their own thing. Like, everyone has their ideas and stuff like that. But, like sometimes, like, gotta... I feel like we shouldn't be focusing sometimes about, like, you know, the realistic nature about certain things.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, like...
I mean, this is VR chat. Like,
yeah.
We can't really just focus on like government shit when they're like fucking magical girls and fucking giant ass robots and shit like that. All the crazy shits that's flying around and shit like that.
The main thing is from the ones that I've been. There's been the kind of unspoken rule. What was it? You have to explain what it is. You bring something out all of a sudden, if more than one person is not comfortable with it, it is gone. You don't get a say. They don't have to give a reasoning. If too many people are uncomfortable, it's removed. You have to bring it up to the group. No surprises. That's like one thing. Everyone has to really go over it and agree that, like, this is okay. You can't just blindside everybody. Just, oh, we have a base on the moon, so these laws don't apply to us anymore. That's like, no, you're just trying to avoid problems so you can get what you want. That's not okay that you get to do that, but the rest of us, oh, we can't go to a different planet, so we have to follow them. So you get the advantage. That was more of our thing that we had. We didn't really like that because too many people took advantage of it. So we just
I mean, like I don't know, like if you're like you like by we you mean like, you know, the group that you speak of often when you talk about the
not just the One Piece RP, but it was another group.
Okay, yeah, because when you're saying we, wasn't sure like if you're talking about like we as in like, you know, those of us here. No. Okay.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to get that.
A group I've normally used we for because I'm normally always with them, and realizing the fact that right.
I'm just trying to clarify. I'm just trying to clarify.
Yeah.
Because I was about to say, like, you know, like you mentioned, like, you know, not going to the planet. I'm like, but literally we all, like, a lot of us have different, like, many ways to go to a different world.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And plus, technically, we've been to another planet.
Yeah, we have been. Also, Rookie has base on Mars. We've gone to Club Rogue, which is in space. So, you know, like to think that BWC doesn't have, like, you know, places off, like, you know, in space. You know, I think it makes sense in that aspect. But I'm assuming that, like, just Show was just talking about something else in regards to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
There's another thing about that I can't remember for the life of me.
I guess I'll keep working on these things. Oh yeah, I just gotta leave this world.
I'm literally just pointing out things from what I'm used to, and of how it's just like, it seems like you're just pulling strings. To get your way. That's just what I'm pointing out from my point of view.
From my point of view, it just seems like BWC is just thinking of lore stuff based around having a company. That's what it seems like to me.
I know. Oh, now I remember. Like, it's also because several of my things I literally had to change because of someone else's role in a RP that we don't even interact with, but I don't get a say. I have to change it to fit their rules or everything related to that cannot be canon and cannot be used. And if it involves my character literally cannot be interacted with it. My character cannot exist in that canon. So if they like do a crossover with you, my character suddenly cease to exist. And that's how they were playing it off. Or how it sounded, at least. That's like the main thing. It's just like, okay, I kind of...
Yeah.
That's kind of how I'm being, like, pushed. So just like, let's at least make it to where if that crossover does happen, then you don't have to worry about changing your stuff. Just have all the plot holes filled in. Because I really don't care if you have it that way, as long as you're just, like, having a good reason, instead of just, oh, there's no government that says so. Because that's a really quick and easy answer that doesn't really give much.
If I'm going to, like, speak to you about that, then... Like, not right now, like, off stream, but...
Yeah. Because, like, I've been, like, I've honestly, like, in regards to, like, most people complaining about my double fruit, I've been wanting to probably get someone, like, at first I was thinking, like, Fruity or Damon, since they're working with One Piece lore, us figuring out, like, exactly...
I return.
Speaking of which, figuring out, like, at least in the One Piece lore-wise, of how it would work, explaining kind of all the unsaid details of it, then probably another group, or still them, working on bringing it to fully fit into VR chat. Because I can't explain it that good, so I would need someone else's help at that point. I've just been trying to find the time. I know David has actually offered, like, I think maybe twice now. And, like, I'm like, every time I get the chance, I just get bored and just lay down and pass out for a few hours. And wake up just like, shit, I should have actually done something. People are offering
Mr. Respawn is probably willing to help out.
Yeah.
Because he's been a good RP ref in a sense.
Yes, I know. He has, like, with the when Kirby was dealing with Curry, he was the one who actually was figuring out, like, oh, he was the one who kind of had to say, would my double fruit work or not?
Yeah. So you can easily chat with him and find ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, there's certain things that I have in mind for, like, some of the characters that I have to kind of toss out and then rework, just because I'm thinking, okay, but how am I going to make that work in the context of VR chat?
Yeah, because VR chat, you're not just dealing with, like, One Piece rules. You're dealing with a shit ton of rules.
Well, no, it's not just that. It's not even just it's just that the framework of having it be done in an engine like VR chat means there's certain things that, while they would work totally fine in the text-based, like, realm, would just not work in that sort of 3D space.
And not
or
to
just
mention...
like IRL talking.
Yeah, or not to mention also just sort of like different people having different skill levels or having different goals in a story thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's plenty. I know there's plenty of little RP things that has spawned off that, like, you know, those things are a self-contained universe, and those things are meant to be that one universe and not intended to be meshing with, I guess, the greater scheme of things.
Yeah.
That is, like, one thing I've been doing. Also, that stuff that I introduced that I think, like, okay, if people might have a problem, I'm bringing in a certain area, like in my clan, not the clan, in the village. Since that is its own self-contained location, I normally bring it up there. That's when I'm introducing it. So, if there's a problem with it, just it leaving that area will change it so it's back in a good position. I'm not bringing out anything and then having to work it out after the part of it has already came out. It is I am dealing with everything, even if it breaks, even if I have to tell everyone so there's no surprise even when it should be. I'd rather deal with that than just blindside someone, just be like, okay, I can't really deal with that right now, so I have to rework all of this. Because I hate doing that to people.
Yeah. There's I guess an example of one situation. When I was doing, refining the stuff with Jimmy, right? I figured out, okay, what am I gonna have him do? What is gonna be his abilities? Originally, I was thinking something along the lines of just more like traditional superpowers and super strength and or super speed. But then I realized that's not necessarily something that really would come across that well in the mechanics of VR. It could, but it's something that relies a bit more on, you have to know what's happening and I have to explain and talk it out, which I know some people do. Some people are fine with that, but I'd rather just have it be... Personally, I like it when things are a little bit more visually apparent, like you can just see it and go, okay, that's what's happening. Which is why instead of doing the whole superpower thing, I decided let's give him a mecha suit. Because that way I can have him actually just shoot laser beams, which I can actually make visible in the world through projectiles. And that way, even if someone doesn't know the character, they can kind of get the gist of what they're encountering. They can understand it at least somewhat.
Yeah.
Which is why I think, one thing you could do that would really help with the Devil Fruit is have an animation, I guess, trigger. I know you're using the point animation, which is good. I think that's a good idea, have a visual indicator that you're using the power.
Oh, okay.
For not just that, but for the bugs in that.
It's been so long since I've actually did that. I honestly forgot you were talking about. Continue.
What you could do is you could have a version of that where you have to press the animation and it makes a little poof, like a cloud of smoke appear or something like that, with a little sound, and that sound could be the capsule fruit sound, right? And I capsuled something. It could be sort of like a Killer Queen thing where technically the sound isn't really actually happening. But there's a visual indicator so that you know that Killer Queen is doing his shit, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get out of here.
I kind of already had this mindset of yeah, I'm gonna be playing with other people's rules and stuff.
Yeah.
And I kind of formed my character to have that ability just to blend into other RPs, to actually get into other RPs more easily. Her personality is more easier to get into RPs and stuff like that. She's not colliding too much with other people's rules and such.
Yeah. That's kind of the advantage I have with just I'm not the aggressor, I'm the support. I'm not going out and actively
it's just how you have it right now. You're with the lack of ability to actually explain your abilities stat properly. That's the only downfall on blending into other RPs, is because people are gonna question. They're gonna want to know weaknesses, know the forces and stuff. Forces and abilities.
Yes, the people that I've normally done it with, they're normally looking at the lower end. They're kind of down shooting it. Because they're going off of One Piece rules too. They understand what the rule sets are. So now I have to get used to people overshooting it, and it's just so hard to figure out. Because I was only talking with one of my friends about how Shadow and some other people were complaining about it, and he's just kind of pointing out, just how weird it is to him. Because there's a lot of rules in it.
Because how you sound and how it sounds, how you word things. Your one ability may not do much on its own, but you also seem to have a backup of other abilities on hand as a defense mechanism in a sense to a major degree.
I think it's like I've said this before and I said it again. I really think that the core of it though is just the JoJo problem, where shit is broken until you understand how it works, and then it's just easy peasy.
Yeah.
I
if
think
you
that's also,
probably
I assume also it's just kind of like for some others trying to figure out how to set up a scenario to have some kind of thing to solve that doesn't involve just a simple just how do we take into account everyone's.
Yeah, not everyone likes playing by JoJo logic, and I understand that.
Yeah.
Like sometimes people just want to like make a some kind of story, and just like having someone be able to take care of like every situation.
Or not even like every situation, but they have like an ability that's very unique in a way that it take care of a lot of things that would seem obvious.
Actually, yeah, that's what I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I meant to say that. Specifically.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the ability itself, it's not the sort of ability a lot of people come across, so they have to really like figure out how do I work around this.
Yeah.
My shadow call ability is a good example of that as well.
It is. It actually is.
Yeah. Because like for most of our like the pirate crew's devil fruits, there are certain things we can't do, but in lore wise, in explanation wise of how it works, there's no reason why we can't do that. There's no reason why I can't just capsule a captain and just keep him in my pocket till I die. But in execution, I can never do that. I will always toss him out and let him go. I will never carry him around. But there's no reason why I would do that. It's just something we just do because they cannot, their character is needed elsewhere. So, while this doesn't make sense by any means, we do it. Like, all of our characters have stuff like that. There's no reason to explain it. It's just something we do because we have to do it.
Kind of like this. It's like sort of like a psychological thing where you have to do this sort of, you know?
Yeah.
It's like
What's
I
it
do get
saying?
questions on my shadow call ability, but I simplify its rules down to a understandable point.
Yeah.
It basically drains your energy. It makes you fall asleep. The faster it works depends on what you have, not what I have. It's kind of like simple rules in the sense I can only touch you to have it work.
Like, I guess the way I have it for my character is I guess one of the things that I guess I kind of had this issue when it came to my character and trying to figure out how the respawning work. Eventually, I just decided, like, I have a couple different explanations for how it actually works that are a little more complex, just in case I've run into specific abilities that just kind of work differently. The idea is, it's like I have a set point that my character basically their body is at, and if I die, I don't like regenerate, I just go back to that set point. Like that set state. That makes sense?
Yes, I understand that. I have somewhat.
Which is, it's not regenerating or healing, it's literally respawning in a sense.
Yeah.
Right? Like imagine so
Save state, reload state.
Yeah.
pretty much, but like only for like the body, it's the state of the body itself. I could basically save state anywhere. Save state, reload state on my body, like the physical type.
Yeah, I remember Mr. Respawn's first character.
Night boosted.
And
See ya, boosted. But I remember Mr. Respawn's first character, Mr. Respawn. His whole Curry was the one that gave him his ability just because of the name, Mr. Respawn. But Mr. Respawn basically made the rules. Basically, the reason why he can't stay dead is because basically the laws of the universe won't let him for some reason. but there's also a curse on his person that every 100 he can only remember stuff up to 100 deaths. So basically, he's like a 99 deaths and such. So if he dies once more, he'll forget whatever happened at death one, like his memories before death one.
So the reason
he keeps on forgetting stuff and such. I'm gonna be right back.
Eventually, I agree. Like, the reason why my character does it in that sort of like mechanical sense is that my character made a contract with an elder god and represents infinity. So basically, she's running around with infinite lives. But I do explicitly balance that out by saying if she can be erased from existence, then yeah, she's gone. That's the thing that can, quote unquote, balance it out. But like,
I always say, like, you know, balance is always dependent on what is the, like, what's the story, who's involved.
Yeah.
Because that's only balanced in terms of, like, everyone being super powered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, her thing is, though, she's got magic. She has no physical capabilities whatsoever. She's got noodle arms. She does not have anchor arms.
Rathian.
She can. She can do that. She can do that, yes. But it's also, like, makes her a very big, slow target. It's actually, in a lot of ways, a downgrade.
Oof.
What's happening is, she's trading speed for raw power. Speed and dexterity for raw power. Like, actually, it's basically the Trunks thing. Remember Trunks when he, like, he did that super power up, but it just, like, slowed him the fuck down, and then he couldn't hit Cell?
I'm pretty sure, there's a lot of people who probably wouldn't catch that, but...
just watch the Team 4-Star Bridge version. Way shorter, it gets the point across. At least
yes.
I'm still. My point is, you guys have very questionable methods of trying to explain things to people who may not know.
Do you know scanners? No one. Oh shit! I was already thinking on that. Okay, I can work this out. Hold on. Let me look this up. Here, watch this. Boom. Yeah, that was for scanners, and basically that.
There we go. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Just in regards to Trunks, that he's able to power himself to be more powerful, but the reason why others don't go to that power level is because it just slows them down. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's the thing with the Raytheon form. She might be a little bit tankier and a bit stronger, but honestly, you can still beat up a Raytheon.
Yeah.
You can still beat up a Raytheon.
I mean, Yoshi can.
You can, but then what happens when you gotta deal with the respawning thing?
That is the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, cause like with other people, like Archer's like suggesting making it not instantaneous of how my Doa fruit works, and like I'm just remembering the person who gave it to me said that he doesn't want it that way, because if I am interrupted halfway through, if someone's halfway inside the capsule and I'm stopped while their other half isn't, what happens? Does it cut off there? Because then that means I could insta-kill people. Because now half of them doesn't exist anymore.
I never even, I didn't even imagine that would be it. I thought, if you were interrupted, it would just basically be, the bubble bursts, that person's let back out.
Like, he was saying it like, it sounded like they were being put in. Because then it would just be waiting for it to form around them, not them being slowly put in.
Yeah, that's what I imagined the capsule thing would work like. It was just like something is just they're being closed in a thing and then.
Yeah. And also, because now I'm also having to remember, people don't really know the AoE effects of certain double fruits. Because, like, Trafalgar Law, he has a double fruit that affects an area, kind of similar to mine. But his is taking one object in the location and moving it and changing it instantaneously with another object. Which is why doctors wanted it, because they, like, heart surgery is literally a snap of the finger and it's done. The problem is, this kind of has the standard, like, range of a double fruit of the area of effect. And apparently it's 1,500 meters. So, we decided 50 will be my cutoff point. Otherwise, we have to acknowledge the fact that if I train so much, I can reach higher. That's why I'm just sticking with 50. Because there's no reason why I should just be able to yeet an island at people. You thought buildings were bad. How about an island? Yes, Asville. Yes.
I guess I could think I might have, now that you do mention it, I'm probably gonna have to balance the Raytheon form more. I more so did that just for shits and giggles and more so a reference to
the thing is, I'm still gonna like the stuff that I'm doing, I'm still gonna be like I'm still gonna keep doing like the stuff that I'm doing. And like I don't know if anyone remembers, but like the whole one of the other reasons why why my character's so poor is because he's also purchasing stock lives. That's been a thing. I don't bring that up at all anymore in any RP stuff, because like I'm just like, you know what, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna let this be sort of like a thing for people to be flipping tables over, because I know a lot of people feel different about with the whole stock live stuff and whatnot. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna even let this be an issue. I'm just gonna be like,
I might have to think about how the Raytheon form works.
How did I not?
I might put it on a time limit. Like I can only if I die during it, I respawn back, but I come back as the human, and I can't do it for another 30 minutes.
Because like I mean, like to me, like that's how I kind of imagine. Like, oh my god, I can't believe I didn't get this one. That's how I kind of imagine like a lot of the what was it? Like your character works in terms of respawn in RP. Like I know, like, you know, when we're just like screwing around and whatnot, like, you know, you pop back in, but like when you respawn, like I always imagine that sort of being a like it's not instantaneous. It's a sort of like, you know, you pop up later.
Nah, I mean it's not instantaneous, but it wasn't longer than a few seconds.
Ah, okay. I always thought it was just sort of like, you know,
for the human form.
I'm back.
Glaring.
welcome back.
Yeah, but I think for the Raytheon form, it does make sense. You did mention a really good point. I should probably have it so that when I do die as that form, I respawn back, but I come back as the human, and I can't use it again for another 30 minutes. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That way it can't just like Raytheon respawn, you know.
Yeah.
Also glaring. Just stay away from Overwatch. They hate supports who do any good stuff.
With the characters I make, I always kind of think of, okay, what are my weaknesses? What are the type of benefactors and falls my character can deal with interacting with other people? What can other people do in case my character goes on a rampage of sorts?
Oh, that's another thing. I wanted to, I actually,
Hey, thank you for following, Neko-chan.
Yeah, thank you for the follow. Another thing I realized that I wanted to make a thing that I've been trying to establish. Like the thing with my character's power, I want her to be very powerful, but I don't want her to be just the kind of person who can just snap half the universe.
Yeah.
So what I figured would happen, the way I decided the balance is, if she wanted to, she could destroy an entire city. However, she would literally have to stand there, hands in the air, spirit bombing for 30 minutes to an hour, just standing there as this massive orb appears and no one has to, like, shoot her or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So
only character.
basically, like charging a big attack in Smash Brothers. If they hit you during its charging, it's set back to 0.
Yes. Yeah, I would literally have to be standing there for 30 minutes with my arms going, okay, hope nobody sees this. If someone sees me and shoots me and I just die and respawn, I have to start from the beginning and it'll just be, god damn it!
Oh my god, literally what Goku was doing with Frieza, just like, oh, don't mind me on what I'm doing. Don't mind about the fact that my hands are up in the air. Just continue monologuing.
But basically, the gist of her spells, like, they generally follow a pattern. Like, kind of like that. Oh.
I went this entire time without this ability. I couldn't even get up here before. Why? Ooh.
Yeah, like, all the good shit takes time. Some of it more than others. But it takes time. And that is why she has the Raytheon form. Because it just lets her access powerful stuff quicker. But she's also slower during that.
Yeah, that is kind of how Loman, who he wants to bring his character in if he ever gets the chance, his character is like that. He focuses on trying to get a defense on him so he can literally sit at the very far back, like just 10 meters behind everyone else and just buffing. He just sits there and buffs. What he would said, his end goal is to make it to where his character can buff people up to basically gods, so he can just sit back and not have to worry about anything. Because if anybody can get past his armor, he's screwed. He can die in one hit, and he doesn't have a respawn.
You know, I kind of like that, actually.
Yeah.
The idea of a character that, like, they're not strong, but they can buff the shit out of things.
Yes, that is what he wanted his character. He's not really much of a trying to confront. He's not very confrontational. So he's just taking that, just like, fuck it, I'll put that in my character. And just goes with it. I will just sit back and buff.
That's something you could probably animate too, by just having, like, as he buffs, shockwaves out of him, like, as a particle effect. And so it's like letting you know, hey, I'm buffing. So it gives you a visual indicator that he's doing something.
Yeah.
There's only like one character that he's technically OP. And that would be Aston.
Ah, yeah, the freaking Picasso you.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's Evan.
Oh.
That's Evan.
Oh, yeah, that's Evan.
Evan has the ability to touch things and it converts into random
The touch of Picasso.
Aston, he's a shapeshifter to a max degree. He may have the same weaknesses as a normal Nocturneling, but he basically mastered the ability that nearly all Nocturnelings have, which is shapeshifting.
Oh.
Ah.
So, Aku, the shapeshifting master of darkness.
I'm just imagining Aston going, just foolish samurai.
Nah. Actually, Mr. Respawn's gonna play him, and he's more. down to earth with his personalities in a sense. He's not really emotional when he, in a sense.
I mean, have you seen Aku sometimes?
He's kind of like
Depressed Aku from season 5. Go ahead. I don't care about some foolish samurai.
Looks like we have some new visitors in here. You shouldn't be here. Go back to your planet at once. You have no need to be here. He's more cold in tones
Like,
and stuff.
it's different, but I'm still slightly reminded of Depressed Aku from season 5. Slightly. That was the old Aku, and I am the new Aku, and I don't really care about some samurai. You know what? You want to defeat him? Go ahead. Who cares? I certainly don't. Before he sinks into a therapy session with himself.
Well, sure, and like pictures, drawn up.
Like, honestly, the thing with Aku is he actually seems a little bit more bombastic than he actually is, just because of his voice.
Yeah.
Like, even when he's not like, even when he's hamming it up, he's not that
Did I just
bombastic.
go? Oh my god.
Going around in circles?
I could have just gone through this way instead of just like walking all the way around. I wish they made this apparent, like something broke through this thing before. Ah, and SJ.
Alright, see ya. No. This was sort of like, this is not, the game didn't explain itself, so... Like I said, like, they should have, like, shown a cutscene that the gate was blown open or something like that. Oof.
It's someone knocked open up the door, it's real.
Yeah. Because, like, how would I supposed to not jump up there?
Yeah. On the subject of, I guess, powers and abilities and weaknesses, though, I haven't been able to actually do any sort of, like, thing beyond just vague thoughts in my mind about this because homework, life, things, and I'm going to be basically busy till the end of December, but after that, I want to really start working on the thing that I wanted to do involving my character's ex-girlfriend. Her name is Marina. Yes. Yeah.
Wait,
and
you
a
just
lot
said,
of the thing.
You couldn't go with a different name, or?
I mean, right now it's Marina. I could go with a different name later, but
Codename Marina, then.
Codename Marina, yes. One of the things I was gonna have a couple interesting things happen, and I really wanted to like do it because it was gonna be pretty funny because a lot of the shit that happens involves going to places that are underwater. Or in like underwater air bubbles. Like that, like the final fortress that she has her pirate keep was gonna be this like pirate keep built like the entrance to it is like a down in like the city of like almost sort of an Atlantis type city, right? So there was gonna be a lot of fun had just involving just having seawater everywhere in your character show, just having to deal with that. I thought that would be there's gonna be a lot of fun involving that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to plan it out so that you can like you'd be able to go ahead.
It's more of funny that other people are just like, oh, show being around seawater. Oh, he's gonna be terrified. You're gonna see him actually shaking, just like,
it's like, no.
I am on a pirate crew. I am literally on a ship, sailing through water most of the time. I'm not terrified of it. As long as I have a big enough target to land on, I'm good. As long as I don't get without grappling distance.
Yeah. Hey, people get hurt by fire. That doesn't make them terrified of it.
Yeah, the thing with
Some people.
Yeah, but
I
the
mean-
thing is, like, they were gonna be like areas where like parts of it are flooded, or like it's just like underwater, like things where like you can literally see the water around you, and you're just like there is only magic keeping you from drowning.
Oh, like underwater tunnels.
Yes, that sort of thing. That's yeah.
In pictures, I shared like a best description of Evan's power with pictures.
Corona had some wise words to be sharing about open water.
Open water.
And also B,
You're not wrong.
I need to get to him, I know. Also, I have not actually made a name for him yet. I need to make a name for that character.
Oh, here's the thing though. Here's the real kicker though.
Chaos Crystal?
Ah.
I've never seen that before.
Okay, but here's the real kicker, Joe. All of that being put aside, Marina's ability, waterbending,
Yeah.
specifically seawater.
Yes. I remember that.
So that was the other big thing.
Yeah.
Literally,
That-
like,
That is literally putting me back into the the classic pirate crew fighting style. Go in, cloak, hit them when they can't see me, and literally just run and piss off and cloak again.
But yeah, like it was. I've been thinking about a lot of things with this character, a lot of setup and stuff that could happen. I kind of want to do a thing. I want to figure out how to make a big
with the water.
I'm sorry, she's a literal pirate octopus girl. Okay, I can't. It has to involve water.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm sitting at a distance, just looking at the water, and I'm just like, oh, that's enough for me.
Wait, why you though?
He's afraid of open water, like actually.
I fucking
Oh,
I have
okay.
like actual like fucking panic attacks of open water, so I'm just gonna sit on the sidelines like a mile away, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'll stay here. I'll actually be good.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I actually understand you. Like, my stepfather was big on marinas, and he had a yacht that you could sleep in. Sleeping in a V bunk just fucking sucks. I have had to sit on them and sleep on them, and it's fucking, like, annoying, because there's a super small, thin dock to get on the boat. You take one small step, you're falling off.
So you know what's actually kind of stupid?
Hmm.
I can get on a boat. I can go out in the ocean, but I'll always stay in the boat, underneath the boat, basically like in the underground part of the boat. And I'm just like, I'm staying in the rooms, and this is the only place I'm going. And then the moment I see one droplet of fucking water, I'm like,
Yeah.
part of me just dies right there and then. I'm just like,
Yeah. The one that we're on, it has where the steering wheel is. It is literally a upper seat platform. That is where we're supposed to be.
What are you trying to figure out, Kirby?
If something goes
What to go
down,
with. So-
if something goes wrong with the bow, that's literally the thing that's staying floating the longest.
open water, no.
Yeah. Just me, having to actually deal with it, I truly understand the pain that my character has to go through with that. I'm just like, yeah, fuck water.
Oh my god.
Oh, you want to know another fun thing I was thinking of for this whole thing? There's two things. One was the fact that a lot of it was going to be involving like the ocean and like raiding a pirate fortress and shit like that. The other thing, you know how my character has boots? I was gonna have this character. I was gonna have this
As in
character also.
by boots.
The
shoes,
familiar, yes.
Yeah.
I'm just
Ghost
like,
cat.
yes, you have shoes. What is that? Oh, right, the familiar.
The familiar ghost cat.
Fucking familiar.
Yeah, she was gonna have a character Like she was gonna have her own version of like that sort of thing, and it was gonna be like a kelpie.
Kelpie.
Helping?
A kelpie's like a spirit, horse spirit thingy. That's like a mer, kind of like
Mer
a mer
horse.
Also,
horse.
basically, they're horses. They're like underwater mer horses that drown people.
Yeah.
Hmm They also can transform into different shapes, and she
Yeah.
can too. So there was gonna be some shenanigans with that.
Yeah.
Although it was gonna be like the kelpie can do this, but not wear it nearly as much. No, Azurite, they're apart. It was unhealthy.
It's funny because I wanted to bring in the second in command because she's like pretty much supposed to be the opposite, the yin to my yang. Because my two swords is the wildfire, a fire sword, and the tornado, a wind sword. Hers is the tsunami and thunderstorm. We use opposite weapons. And her blade even has the extra benefit of the edge being Sea Prism Stone. She uses a lot of water, ice, and illusions. She's kind of like the in-between point of me and Fruity. A more magic version of me, and a more physical version of Fruity.
Interesting.
And, like, I do have, like, a bunch of stuff set up for her, because she lost her eyesight protecting my character. So she had to actually live being blinded without being able to see, which is why she learned observation hockey and magic perception, so she could make up for the fact of not having eyes. Then, Loman's father ended up creating very powerful magic eyes, which is where most of her abilities are from. She normally uses perception-based illusions, and is channeling magic through her eyes, which ends up becoming a problem because it's not channeled through her center, so all that magic is building up, so if she uses too much, it starts negatively affecting her, like blood will be dripping from her eyes, since all that energy is trying to focus out through there when it's not supposed to be. But she would also be really good with water because she had to be good at swimming and, you know, saving people when I fall in the water. So normally, like, when I was going to have to deal with water-related stuff, I would just get her. So it's like, well, we know I can't jump in there and get that, so you're up. Which is also funny because I made her, like, she has a random ability, so she has a random chance of when a animal comes across her, it will randomly become friends with her. And it is like, yeah, and what we had it was, it's a random chance, but it affects pretty much any non-human, or non-human-like creature. We still need to figure it out exactly. Pretty much, it could work on Deathclaws, it could work on Red Scorpions, it worked on a Megalodon, which that was fucking hilarious.
Oh my god.
She even had Sachiko make a horde so she could summon in the Megalodon in a big enough body of water. So suddenly you just see the fin pop up above the water, so everyone's just gets freaking scared. And she even named it Mr. Nibbles.
Oh my god!
Yes. I know someone else wanted me to bring that in for like a little shit post like RP thing. And so someone's just like, oh yeah? It's like, oh yeah? Well, I'll bring in Godzilla. You think it can work against that? So someone's just like, I got a D20. What will it have to be? I just said, you know what? If it lands on 7, she can become friends with Godzilla. Rolled. It was 7. She is her, so it's kind of a joke that her ability can affect things all the way up to Godzilla.
Oh my god.
But it's always a random chance. So it was also a joke that on our pirate crew, since I'm gonna just throw this out, me and Loman are both, since both of us are doctors, we're doing experimentations to pretty much advance, humans, so they're not being beaten by all these other unique creatures in One Piece. So, when we're done with the person that we're experimenting on, we kind of just chop them up into pretty much chum, and we give it to, just put it in buckets, give it to Kirby, and she goes off to the side of the ship and just toss it over and feed a pack of sharks. So we perpetually have a pack of sharks that are all her friends because she just feeds them.
Oh my god.
So she likes to mess with people by just grabbing someone who's being, it's just like, oh. So I say, okay, if you won't tell us, here, let's go for a swim. And grab them and jump in the water with the sharks.
Ooh, super glide.
So yeah, if you have a phobia of the water, now you have a phobia of water and sharks. Because now you're just surrounded by them with the person who's trying to get information from you, the only one keeping you alive right now.
Oof.
Like, the moment she lets you go, oh, they will consider you food.
Ooh.
It's so fun, like, messing with her character, because her character's just so, like, happy-go-lucky. Like, the thing is that her character is supposed to have two different colored eyes, and her personality, she kind of has, like, bipolar. So she occasionally just gets so unpredictable, which is kind of how I had her whole character set up with.
So Kirby, how does it feel getting all these good abilities now? I'm looking at these abilities you're getting now that seem like they should be gotten way earlier, and oof.
Yeah. Not just earlier, but also, like, just earlier in general. Like, this is, like, Disney Town is like, you get into mid-game. I mean, I guess you could choose it first, but, like, good grief.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was me smacking my forehead. Like...
Yep.
Oh.
I was looking at you getting all these things, and I know Sho was talking and didn't want to interrupt, but I was just kind of mentally going, oof!
Yeah.
The whole time.
Feels bad, man.
Feels bad, man. You get smooch for that, though.
Hopefully I'll have time to actually, like, grind out, like, some things next time around with Aqua.
Aqua.
I have this thing.
Wait.
I have no idea where the last treasure chest thing is here. But I'm like thinking like, I can just ignore the treasure chest. I'm like, oh no, apparently no, I shouldn't be ignoring these treasure chests. That was a nice reminder of why I should never ignore treasure chests.
Mm-hmm.
Ignore enemies, sure, but
just gonna Superman my way past you.
Yep, don't mind me.
Unless you're able to fly on my level, don't bother talking to me.
I like how I just glide on this ground here too.
I know. I'm just like, wait a second, are you gonna fall anymore, or are you just gonna?
When you get to a certain speed, you basically like you will never actually touch the ground if you're gliding.
Why is that a separate loading zone?
Well, PSP. It's like there's just extra things to load in. Also, NPCs.
I'm gonna head off for tonight.
Okay.
Alright. See ya.
Yeah.
See ya.
I am probably. I should probably do the same. I should have done it a few hours ago.
Yeah,
yes.
Well, because I'm meeting up with my mom.
Oh, you.
Go to bed.
Yeah, I really should, like, because she's going down to Florida for Christmas break.
Mm-hmm.
And I've now realized that, like, oh, the last 2 days, the Thursdays and Friday of Christmas week, I don't have guaranteed off. If I do, I'm not even getting paid. because they may need people to work there. So there may be a chance I still have to go to work. So me going down there to visit, the rest of my family, I actually can't do that, even if it wasn't for the fact I'm scared of travel.
Rob, so I'm not sure how to. I mean, I guess I could just like turn this thing down and like put something else. I mean,
Yeah.
well, the problem is I'm not gonna be hearing anything different because like it's a different sound setting. I'm not sure how to do that. Yeah, I feel like if I were to simply, like, I mean, I could certainly turn down the music at this point, but in terms of, like, other music, or rather playing other music right now, I don't think I have this thing set up for me to quickly set that up.
Yeah.
Because if I start playing music right now, rather playing something else right now, like, I'm gonna hear the two things fighting each other.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
There we go.
but I did turn the sound down a bit, I think. Rudy, you don't have to descend into madness yourself.
There it is. Kirby, you just
Scare.
What?
passed the chest.
No, that's a mimic.
Are
What?
you sure about that?
Yes, I'm positive.
How no? How do you tell?
Because I fought it plenty of times before when I came in here.
Oh, okay. I thought there might be like a visual cue.
No.
Really? They don't have the chains laying down in a certain direction to tell you?
If this game came out after Dark Souls, maybe that would have been a thing. Oh, I already took care of that. No, ow. I have no idea what to. Where the heck this thing is at?
I know a few times on Terraria they tried to trick me. It's just like, oh hey, here's a chest you haven't gotten before. Just no, I terraformed this location. This ain't working on me, but hey, I get a free prize here.
By the way, folks, I'm playing this in a weird claw motion thing where, like, I don't know how to explain the way I'm holding this controller right now to fly around the way I am. Wait, is this it over here? No, it's not.
I can fly. Okay, I actually getting off.
Alright,
Alright.
so show.
Good night, show.
Just this other. Come on, we haven't been here for longer than 10 minutes. I think. Then again, for a lot of people, these 10 minutes could be like an entire like 3 hours or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I bet I know where it's at. Oh, I guess not. I thought I had to spin the camera around and suddenly there's gonna be the treasure chest, but like no, it's not here. I forgot to show that like no, I think I already did say. Yeah, I did say it. I just wanted to speak to him about like some power stuff and whatnot. Cause like I'm starting to like realize that like in many cases it's like if we go in individually into story things and whatnot, like, you know, it's fun and all, but like it's just really starting to dawn on me that like it would probably be like for people on the outside like just kind of frustrating, like if we go as a whole into things. Oh my god, are you serious?
Oh, there it is.
Action recipe.
Wow, that was so worth it.
I mean, well, yeah, I guess I don't have to use the meld recipe or the yeah, it's not that useful. If this thing actually told me the combinations though, then it would be useful. Like rather the combination of the of the stuff like a cure boost or like HP boost. Like if it told me that sort of stuff, then it totally would be useful. But like, I guess it's helpful, but I still got to use a guide. We're free. We're free. We're free. But yeah, just all, you know, some of the songs just making me realize like how do we make it so that like, I mean, is there a way to make it like at the point that we're at right now, like, you know, like if people have things planned for us, like basically if someone goes like, hey, I want to do some RP with you, I have like some kind of scenario thing, like the best scenario is just basically just say, hey, make a new character, because like if our characters go in, like, you know, there's just simply just like, you know, two of us going into something, like, you know, we will have to work our way to get through a situation. But if
like when all of us are like going in as a unit, we just cover too much ground in between all of us.
Yeah, we've got like I feel like we cover a lot of ground as a group.
As a cohesive unit.
Yeah,
yes.
as a big group. We're not fighting these guys.
The issue is not any of the parts, it's the sum of the whole.
Yeah. Oh right, the treasures are somewhere on here.
Do you cover being effective at mining?
Oh, this guy's in the way. Did I get that? I got that. Effective at being marked. Yeah, it's just like I know like you have things like wide open like for a lot of things, a lot of scenarios, but the thing is that like you have things planned because like you have a lot of things to have like lots of openings for lots of things. Pulse bomb. Oh my god, that's another shot lock. I finally have another shot lock. But like for people on the outside, let's say like they don't. Oh, I did have another one at some point. I don't know. I still feel like there's like a lot of situation where like we could just simply break a lot of like potential stories that people want to like set up for if they want to say that, like, say for example for the rest of us. I mean, that's not to say like, you know, that's always kind of also dependent like what the story type is.
Yeah.
But where are we at? Where am I looking at? Deep space. I got two more in here. Ugh. What time is it? 5:57. You know what? I feel like I should be calling here. Because I need to be.
I feel like you might as well finish Deep Space up then, just so you don't have to come back to it.
Yeah, but the thing is, I could wind up walking around here for like a while. I know there's like a lot of places I ignored, but
Have a list of everyone's abilities.
Yeah.
Wow. It's
I mean, like,
almost
there's that. There's that, but like, truth be told, like, I have to be honest. I don't like that idea of being like, hey, here's the list of abilities. Here's our resume. You know, yeah. I don't like that. Like, I really don't like that idea. I would prefer to be like just kind of organic, being like, hey, you know, blah blah blah. Here's the situation. Like for example, like I know it didn't work, but like when I pull out the Keyblade to try to start a car, like it didn't work for reasons for certain reasons, but like, you know, everyone laughed at that thing and just like that could have been a potential solution. It totally could have been a potential solution, but in that situation, no. And if it was something that was like, you know, if I told everyone, hey, I have this thing, then, you know, maybe it might not have popped up or been as funny, you know. I know character bio. I know character bios is a thing, but like, there's so many people, so many RPers, so many like things that like I always usually feel it's unnatural to just kind of like to figure out people's abilities through the sheets without just simply just interacting with them. And also the thing is BWC like at least for those that I guess like most others who are not around, like they're not us or not around us, like you know they have refs, they have RP refs. We don't have RP refs. I mean, we could ask people to be RP refs, but then like at that point I'm like can I just go somewhere else now? I don't want to be dealing with this. I just want to do stuff. But that's mainly because of just sort of like how like I try to go about like my things. I try to go about like not. I'm self-policing, I guess, so to speak. I don't know how to explain that, but like, I'm trying to find my way out of here. Like you know, with the lives thing, the stock live system thing that I had going on, like you know, I just don't make mention of it in RP stuff. You know, I just don't make mention of it at all. Mainly because like you know I know like how people that annoy people and whatnot. And the abilities I have access to, like you know, buffing fire, ice, and light, like you know, I feel like that's harmless enough. The demon mode thing, I feel like that's harmless enough. The what's it called? Oh, God. The Keyblade thing, harmless enough. That just means I have a holy weapon. Although, you know, the whole aspect of me unlocking things, I guess that's a thing, but like my character doesn't actively think about that, and also just like my character's not going to be breaking into things. So like that the thing is that is a possibility, but like, you know, it's
So Kirby,
what?
You're telling me the problem is everyone works too well as a team.
I mean, we can work as a team, and there's enough of us that would have enough foresight. Some of us would have enough foresight to be like, "Hey, can you do this thing?" Oh, good night, Rimmel Kid.
Good night.
Because like you know, right now I guess at this moment, like my character has figured that like you know if we want something large moved or just something moved around, even before the axe thing, you can basically just ask Sho. So like you know he's already got knowledge of just moving stuff around. But it's still like it's kind of a thing that I actually don't like. We never had a situation of like having to do so. Oh, actually no. I think we tried to like think about it in terms of like moving the vehicle around in Toy Town, but like that was a simple like, hey, like this is my realm of hell. You can't really do whatever you want in here. Which you know makes sense in that aspect. Why is that thing still firing at me?
I'm guessing that's a mimic.
Yes, it's a mimic. I can go. Yeah, that is not. I can go approach this if you want me to. There we go. Oh my god. No, come on. Let me. There we go. Oh my god. Come on. Oh my god!
F.
Is that what happens when I try out a new ability? So what a group of you would already be OP? I would say it's I mean, like we're getting strong. That itself, like, not really. But I feel like at that point, it would be dependent on what the combinations and the scenarios. Like I could say on one hand, like you know, a thing that keeps Fruity from being like you know truly like completely overpowered is the fact that like if something happens to my character, her character goes on a rampage and like you know,
he's also not good at dealing with shit in a smart manner.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Yeah, stuff that like you know requires a little bit more subtlety. Like you know, Fruity can't really do that very well.
What is stealth?
Yeah, what is stealth? And also, let's not forget the amount of times that like Fruity and Show have come up with something that like, I mean, it has definitely done some very interesting things, but it also kind of like potentially locked us out of something. But that's just because it's very in character for what they're doing.
Yeah, me and Sho, the thing with the two of us is that you put the two of us together, that might seem overpowered at first, but then you have to realize the two of us think very differently.
Like, it's basically with them, they whenever they solve problems, they're locking doors.
Yes.
Someone's gonna be unhappy. Hi, Ben.
Heck. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ness.
Where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? Nope. There we go. Oh, we're just back in this place. Oh, there's a thing here. That's right. Yeah, I got the thing. Yeah, I'm just trying to... Fruity, I feel really bad. Like, I'm trying to think of various combinations. And just, like, I'm just always keep going back to, like, well... like, usually something falls back to, like... to, like, a show... Like, I guess I feel bad. I feel bad for thinking that like that. Especially since I'm the one that created the meme. But, like when there's a certain amount of us together with Show being in the group, like it's like we depending on what the heck is going on. Like if there's like a big fight going on, probably not. But like
when it comes to non-fight situations,
yeah. Oh, Mimi! Oh my God.
I mean, I guess that makes sense considering Show's sort of like Show says it. Show really is kind of like a support role.
Yeah, yeah. Like that's a pretty important thing right there. Like Show is a support role. And
yeah,
like, you know, how often do you have like someone that's explicitly support role? I guess I technically like Oogie. I mean, Oogie is support role.
Kind of. Not as much as Show though.
Yeah.
Like, Show is explicitly, I'm support.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I guess that's just... I mean, you do make a good point, but you could also argue that it might be necessary that people learn how to deal with more support roles like Show, because that's going to be something that eventually more and more people are going to do. As people create more and more characters, more and more... It's just the problem. You know what's happening?
What?
This is the problem that, like, in Overwatch, with, like, Mercy, you know? You have to learn how to deal with... You have to learn how to deal with Mercy, because there's going to be more characters. Then you had Ana, and then you had, and then you're gonna have, you know, Brigitte and stuff like that, and you have, like... You gotta learn how to deal with supports, you know?
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh man, I'm trying to remember what I used to have. Like, we used to have this one situation where like this one character like, oh yeah. Oh my God, I forgot. I finally remembered. Oh my God, it was like the most weirdest thing to figure out how to deal with solutions for. And like the response I always kept on getting was just sort of like, well, I mean, like once you know that what their secret is, you could just get around it. It was like this character had the ability to sort of like mirror things. Like if someone's attacking them, like if someone was attacking them with like an attack, they'd be able to like reflect that sort of thing, but in a way that's sort of like it's what is it, like, you know, if someone's doing like a tackle attack, this person can mirror the tackle attack. So basically, they're canceling each other's tackle attack. Oh dang it. And so like the thing is, I was in a situation where like since I was creating all the boss fights and whatnot. But I had to stay in character with everything that's going on. So, like half the boss, like most of the boss fights involve like mindless creatures. So many of them are not going to understand what the heck is going on. But a lot of them had abilities that can get around it, or well, not get around it, but it's kind of like, you know, it wouldn't have been such a much of a thing, I guess. Or no, it still is a thing. But by the time that like the whole reflect thing comes into play, it's kind of irrelevant because like, you know, we basically that's like the reflect is like one of the finishing blows. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, this gorilla does not want to go down. Oh, I can't. All right, I can't pick up with gravity. Yep, he doesn't care for gravity. He doesn't care for gravity. How about tornado strikes?
What's gravity?
Okay, there we go. Oh my god, it actually worked. But there's a situation where like we have a character that's actually smart. Like actually, like, you know, they're the type that they see something. Wait, what is happening here?
Nice joke. Smart characters.
Ben, please. So like I was trying to think. Like I think it was like something like a what was it? We were like in a Psychonauts world thing. Like we're like doing like parodies of different places, and basically we were fighting against was it Coach Zilla or something like that? If anyone remembers that fight from Psychonauts. But basically, like, you know, it's just basically just a giant form of like the big bad in that game, and like he knows, like he's observant. He's got psychic powers. He's observing what's going on and whatnot. And he sees like this reflecting. He saw how it behaved, and you know he got hit by it. He's like, okay, I see what's going on. I'm gonna do this attack in a different way. I'm gonna do an AOE attack, so that it's gonna attack your allies instead. But no, because of the ability's limitations, there was actual limitations to the ability, which made it actually help. If that makes sense, because if the enemy's doing an AOE attack, the character can only simply just do an AOE attack back towards, like the range of it only goes back towards the attacker itself.
Ah.
So it will not hurt the other allies.
Oh.
Yeah, so they say like, well, okay, that didn't work. So then there was like something else about sort of like kind of like doing things like combining the timing of certain attacks, and then it came to the point where like where this attack was actually stored and then used later. And like that was like, albeit that was like quite creative and whatnot, but like that was sort of like a like okay, how are like the bosses gonna be able to handle this in the future? But the thing is like like soon enough that character did leave the party, mainly because of just how that character just was becoming overpowered.
But it wasn't so much the character itself; it was just in group situations that character is just too good.
In a, it was not necessarily, like I mean, like on their own, like they could take care of themselves is the thing. Like they could always like be able to take care of themselves just fine. In group situations, it's probably like way better because it's sort of like that person can simply just like everyone else is a distraction. What's that?
Climb on one of the trees.
Oh,
Try
I can
that.
probably get it from here. Like basically everyone else to be a distraction, and then this person can just jump in, like during all the chaos is happening, and just be like, you know, here I'm reflecting this thing right back at you, and then I just jump back out.
So basically, the support role basically just.
Well, they could very much play a support role, but like they're more like defense, like a weird defense tank kind of thing.
So still more supporty than like offensive-y.
I would say more like a support attacker, like it's Sombra, in a way.
Sombra, yes.
Yeah. But the thing is that like, but even on their own, they'd be totally able to handle things on their own. And like there was this other fight that like, where I had like these characters, like I was intending this group of characters, like there were these group of characters that were hired to like deal with these guys, to deal with the heroes. There was gonna be like I think like 2 or 3 fights. I think no, it was like 2 fights. It was intended to be like there to be 2 fights. And with the second fight, like where like the first fight was supposed to be like where like you're supposed to keep everyone on their toes to just get everyone to just back away and stuff like that. And I think that, yeah, that thing did work. The second fight. Sorry, I need to back up what I'm saying. So yeah, there was supposed to be 3 fights. First one was the one that's like, you know, the backup. The first one was the like, okay, these characters got information from someone who's betraying them on like what they can do. And then the third fight was supposed to be our characters like just like we trained in the mountain, then we beat them up and whatnot. What's that sound? Sorry for that sound, folks. But in the second fight, the person that was like the superpowered abilities wound up like coming up with like way more weirder, crazier things, and like I'm not even sure what happened there. But I was like decided, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna cut this. I'm gonna just make this be the third fight. But yeah, like I actively know about the idea of like having like one person having just this one thing, and like there's sometimes it can like it can like a kind of like, why am I just flying back and forth here? Did I get everything in here? I bet you I'm just killing these dudes for no good reason. And
this one thing that what?
I'm sorry, I was trying to check the chat because I kept on talking without realizing I forgot to check the chat as I was talking. Whew, I was talking a lot there. I didn't get everything. Great. Sorry, I need to focus on the switching these things out.
But you do get the idea of just there's just this one thing that is just difficult to deal with.
Yeah, because like the thing is in character, like sure, like there might be out of character knowledge about stuff, but in character you can't do anything about it until your character bumps into it. So, like, and the thing is that like, there were so many scenarios like, you know, we go to new places, new worlds and stuff like that, like, and because it's a new situation, new scenario, so, like, I'm slipping on my words right now. Oh, I know where to go now. But yeah, it's just like I understand. Just like it's just where I'm just gonna move around and hope I get to the place I gotta go to. Where like yeah, you out of character, you know like what is this thing, how to deal with scenario and whatnot. But in character, there's nothing you can do about it. Like the character has to discover like, oh, I can't do this. Okay. And
it's the difference between out of character and in character.
Yeah. Yes.
That's why I think a good way to balance it with show would be to tie it to an animation.
It's like yeah, I mean like it's yeah, but the thing is that here's the thing. Just to like I feel a little self-conscious or not self-conscious. I feel bad for bringing it up right now because I wanted to actually speak. I just wanted to brainstorm with a bit like that, but with show, capsule seal. Okay, like there's been plenty of times where I'm intending to make use of this ability, just sort of like get show to just like grab the person, yeet them out, and then we think of how to deal with the problem later. Like this like okay, we're in a bad situation. Let's solve this problem later, or let's prepare for this problem later. Then once the antagonist comes back to deal with us, you know, being all like upset and like what? Okay, I see what you did there, I guess. Then they're like they can attack with like they would have to deal with any kind of like things that may pop up from shows like Pockets and stuff like that, from the other things that have been captured and whatnot. And then this is also like, okay, this enemy, do they have magic? If so, what's their magic reservoir like, or what's their magic types? Is it fire? If it's fire, then okay, it's no good because because show has like, you know, pure fire immunity. Like not even the concussion, not even the concussive.
Force.
The force, not even
concussive
the force. Yeah, not even concussive force does damage.
So you think some of that other stuff needs to be toned down?
It's like there's some things that gotta be thought about.
Yeah.
What was there was like I'm trying to think what was the other one. I can't remember what the other one was. No, I think it was just like the combination of the fire immunity and the and the capsule seal stuff, but also just sort of like we don't know how fast Sho actually is.
He said, I think Sho says he's fast, but functionally, realistically, everyone is just as fast as they can be in VR chat.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, unless you have Box Collider.
There's that too. There's that too.
But yeah, honestly, I think it's just a matter of how fast are you in VR chat.
Yeah, yeah, and not to mention just sort of like, you know, what's the like let's say for example, if we want to actually like kill someone, you know, we're like, okay, capsule seal, then just have Sho just hold out for like for a while. Oh my god, there's a lot of these dudes out. Hold out for a little bit and just like
Yeet into a volcano.
What's that? Yeah, throw him in the... But not only that, but like get Sho to keep chugging stamina potions so that Sho can have enough stamina to hold them in a capsule seal thing. And then, yeah, yeet him into the volcano.
Easy.
Yeah. So, but alternatively, there's also like, you know, like let's say someone's attacking Sho with a blade or whatnot. Just have someone engage with the enemy, block the hit, then have Sho just jump behind and just capsule seal.
I mean, the thing is, it has to be skin-to-skin contact.
Skin-to-skin contact, yeah, yeah. But that's like sort of like, you know, a lot of enemies are going to be fighting with, you know, they're not going to be having like full plate of armor and whatnot. Let's teleport out of here and just start doing the arena stuff. But yeah, they're not gonna have like normally they're not gonna have full plates of armor and whatnot. And not to mention sort of like, you know, just at that point like saying, hey, I'm gonna grab you, like, or you know, I'm gonna reach out for like a piece of exposed skin or whatnot. Like at that point, that's sort of like the other person has to agree with that. Like, you know, they can say like, oh no, I quickly move out of the way and I strike you. But like, you know, that can happen, sure. But like when let's say like, you know, we're like trying to like let's say two of us is like, you know, trying to distract or just pin them down with our moves and stuff like that. Like, Sho can come in and just like okay, we're done here.
I don't mind actually B2C's suggestion for like dice rolling for that. Doesn't seem like a bad idea.
It
in those situations.
I know, but that couldn't work. But to me, oh god, I didn't mean to leave. It feels immersion breaking, you know. And also just so this also the thing is when my brand of RPing, we come from just a sort of like we never did dice. Well, we did. Some people may do dice rolls, but that was like sort of like the dungeon master doing that kind of stuff, like behind the scenes. Like they say, okay, you know what? I feel like this I like this, or like maybe this did like a certain amount of damage. Like there's that, but like we normally kind of like just like went by like what was the other people doing. Was this do we think this, do we feel like this is enough? Did we get outsmarted here? Like that kind of thing. Like a lot of times it's sort of like an unspoken, like, you know, this is accepted kind of thing. But of course, you know, that also causes problems. But
you know what? I have a way to make this work. I think that'll just solve this issue. You know how on my laser beam it has sort of like a sort of like line that goes off before it actually fires the whole beam. Like a little sing sort of thing, right? Sort of like a target acquired thing. What you could do is you could have it set up to an animation where Sho reaches out his hand and it does like a sort of like maybe just like a small beam, but it has like the audio cue like zing and then zoom, right? Have it have a bit of a wind up.
I mean,
it'll still work.
Yeah.
It'll function it would still be functionally about the same for like objects that don't move, but it'd give like objects that do move a bit of time to dodge.
Yeah, but like I mean, at that point, like that sounds like there's like a nerf going on there, and I don't like the idea of just like doing that because you're sort of like like I don't want to be doing like a suggestion of a nerf, let's say.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think, like, how do we make this... Like, all of the things that you're suggesting, I think might have to... Like, some of it's also just a matter of how do we make this work in the context of VR chat?
Mm-hmm. Like,
right?
most of the time it feels like, it's just best not to just go in as just a super massive group.
Yeah, because honestly, show is not the only problem.
Yeah, and honestly, like, also, truth be told, like, the other thing that technically would be balancing things out would have been show's availability. Like technically, show is the leader of a clan. Like a ninja clan.
Yeah.
There's like these, constantly going on. But like in terms of like how often we've been like when we do RP stuff, show is almost always there.
Yeah, just because his schedule's been good for it recently.
Yeah. So it's just sort of like some people could probably say like when does like when the show ever do stuff with their clan. So like that would like the
But if it wasn't show though, I think the only reason why the problem seems to be show so often is just because show's been the one with the solution most of the time.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't show, I think it would have been me and Oogie.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's why I said I said like Oogie would have been the Yeah, I know. Yeah. You and Oogie would have been the most
Yeah.
broken problem.
It's literally just that show is just hardcore geared to be a support. I'm pretty much a tank with a lot of support. Like he is the Mercy, I'm the Brigitte, Oogie is the Moira.
This is why you should just not help. No one can criticize you if you just.
Like, here's the thing. You say, show moving big objects, yeah. That's a thing. But what else could have been a thing?
Destroying them?
Raytheon form, I carry it with my claws.
Yeah.
It would have... It's just that, it's not just show, it's that type of character in general, I think. And I have a bit of that, too.
Yeah,
and so does Oogie.
Which is like sort of I mean like, but the thing is like your character usually what's happening? Your character is like not normally active in like things that are other than just like either like talking at home or like
that's
going
because I
into
just
fights.
oversleep all the time.
I know.
That's literally it. I just
know.
oversleep all the time. Like if I had the same schedule show had, I would probably be the problem.
But yeah, I know. But the thing is that like, my character is able to keep you sort of keep yours down in terms of like just the easy clap in certain scenarios because it's sort of like he's like don't you know how I don't like it when you get hurt, blah blah blah. And also just so like if something happens to my character, your character will go berserk and will kind of like potentially ruin some things. So it's the morality pet thing that in a way helps keep yours in check.
Show does have an element of that too, with Show's characters explicitly being very paranoid.
Yeah, but the things that it's sort of like your Show's character can just go on their own, can take care of things, just go on their own and whatnot.
I mean, my character could. The only reason I don't is because actual anxiety.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Wow.
That's really it, honestly. Like, a part of it is like morality pet thing, but like honestly, a part of it, like if I was actually playing the character a bit more and not really tying my own personal anxieties into like my issues when it comes to playing without you being there, I would probably be doing a lot more questionable shit with the character. Because she still doesn't quite get why certain things are wrong. On an emotional level. She just thinks logic, like, it's more just It's a very shallow, these people don't like it when I do this thing, and I like these people, so I'm not gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a true understanding of why this is wrong. She's starting to get there. But if I went out and did more shit on my own, I would probably just doing as questionable, if not more questionable shit as sometimes show gets away with. Like, because you specifically said you don't like seeing her get hurt. So she doesn't do it around you.
Yeah, and then we have like a situation where you're stealing the axe.
Like when you aren't around, I will literally just body block and just say hi there.
Yeah.
And just let myself just get killed over and over again by a goddess, because what's she gonna do?
Yeah. And then I'll be like, hours later, it's like, isn't Fruity supposed to be home by now?
Yeah, really. That's yeah.
Hey.
So I think it's just the only reason why it's so much of a problem with Sho is just because he has the schedule for it. If it wasn't Sho, it'd be Miyanogi. So I think it's not so much. It's just a matter of just support type characters in general.
Fruity, I can
oh
do
my
it.
god, you're having the glitch.
No, I'm just slightly holding the thing forward.
No, that's the glitch.
I mean, yeah, it is, but like, come on.
Stop walking, nerd.
So yeah, like, I think it might just have to do. If we were going to fix this solution, like all of that said, the point I want to get to is if we are going to, I think that there are things that can be done with Sho's character, just because he's the issue right now. But I think that there is something that's going to be a bigger issue with all of us being in a thing involved together, just as a result of the fact that we have 3 characters, at least 3, probably even
3.
more.
Yeah, I feel like it's whenever it's at. Also, I feel like it's whenever it's at least 3 is when that's when it would be potentially a problem. But like when it's just like 1 or 2, it's not so much a thing. So like I guess ideally, like the situation that we probably would be getting into should be like the finales should be more like everyone should be together during the finales, but the parts that build up to it, maybe 1 or 2 people, kind of thing. Maybe.
I mean, it's not a problem if the person making the scenario knows about all this shit.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. So, like, for things like with BWC or Shadow or whatever, they know all of our shit. That's fine. We can all just go in.
Yeah.
But when it comes to things like involving people who don't really know all of our abilities that well, then I think it makes sense to go, okay, let's leave it to like 2, maybe 3 at most people going into individual things at a time and until we all gather up for the finale. We can have this sort of be like a soft quote-unquote rule, and then I think that's what we'll have to do.
Yeah, that was the thing I was like trying to explain to Spiral God yesterday. That like we're collectively like overpowered.
Not individually, and not in small groups, but collectively we are overpowered.
Yeah.
Which is fine if you're accounting for that. If you are accounting for that, that's fine, but if you don't know about everyone and you don't want to put that much effort into researching all the abilities and stuff, then we'll just say, you know what, we'll just go in small groups until the finales.
BW says, I see no problem. Well, then you didn't hear anything that well, I mean, for you, from your point of view, yeah, you see no problem, but like, if you're talking about like, in general, you see no problem, then you probably zoned out when I was talking about stuff earlier then.
Yeah, the problem isn't, the problem is for us going as a large group into scenarios written by other people who don't know all of our abilities that well.
Yeah. And like I said, like I have my own personal preferences. Like I don't want to be like, hey, here's my resume. Like no, I want to discover by speaking to you and doing things.
Yeah. BWC just mean though.
Oh. Sorry,
yeah,
sorry, BWC. I am playing a game right now. I am focusing on chat and like.
Yeah, the one thing I wanted to point out, I know you were like talking about Sho a lot, and I just think that that's just because of, in this particular situation, it's just Sho is the one that it seems to be happening to the most.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's exclusively Sho.
Oh yeah,
I think if it wasn't, it would be either me or Ogi, and then after that, it'd probably be someone else as well.
Probably. I mean, I would assume like I would probably eventually be next.
Eventually, yeah. You yourself would probably be after that because of the Keyblade and stuff.
Let's see.
TLDR, it's no individual person, it's just as a group we have too many supports.
Yeah. Too many supports. I mean, I still think
We're
like...
the GOATS comp! Oh no! Kirby! Do you know what GOATS is?
I forgot.
So, GOATS is a comp in Overwatch that's really powerful right now. They literally don't have offensive offensive characters. It's just supports and tanks.
I kind of like that idea, but...
And yeah, in the mechanics of Overwatch is fine, but think about that in an RP sense.
Yeah, I guess. Let's see. Would your character be willing to attack bandits that are in the way, but are no circumstances back down? My character would probably... Yeah, sorry I didn't respond to that sooner, Robsol. My character would... I mean, like, yeah, if they're in the way, they're not want to get out of the way. Like, yeah, he's willing to just like move them, like basically get them out of the way.
I would, yeah, fighting totally, killing maybe not.
Yeah, yeah, my character would not go into the killing part, but he would not be opposed.
Okay, good.
My character would be basically like what? Why must we do these? I'm trying to think of what character says that kind of thing. Like must we do this? Must we sully our hands with needless bloodshed kind of thing? But he'd still be fighting. God. Ventus is destroying these, managing these guys way better than Terra.
I guess I'll write this down in RP discussion because it was interesting, but just like a general TLDR about what we talked about.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, just like the general thing to like, I guess, fix a quote-unquote, I guess a slowly rising problem, I guess, was just basically that we need to be in smaller groups until the finale. Okay, I wasn't paying attention. No! Ow. Thundaga. You know what? Let's go with Thundaga.
By the way, hi, I've been listening in for a bit.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Nerd.
Still sick, though.
Oh. Oh, yeah, that's the one. I thought it was, Ben that was coughing.
No, I was coughing as well.
Oh.
We're all sick.
I'll have a little sick in us.
Sick as heck?
Yeah. Just about.
Heck, I'm sick.
Oh, that's unfortunate. In a sec. Oh, you hit the wrong person! Can't believe you've done this. BWC, why? Why do you do this? Let's not target that guy anymore. Hey. One more. Really? Oh. Why still stream? Well, because we were talking for like a long time about like a. We just got into like really long conversations about stuff, so it was just kind of like, we couldn't stop, I guess. And I'm just grinding right now. I'm just level grinding. That's all I'm doing right now. Or not level. I'm grinding various things. So that fierce typing you're hearing from Fruity, that is because she's.
I'm just TLDRing this.
Yeah, she's got a lot. She's got stuff she needs to spill out of her brains right now. No.
So, at one point I heard something about, like, an indication for show's, capsule thing.
Uh-huh.
Like just a visual signifier.
Yeah, what if it was something like, just a glowing aura around their model, considering it's, by skin contact.
Mm-hmm.
That might work.
Yeah, that could work. I feel like that could work, but I feel like also like in front of a show there should be sort of like a kind of a very translucent. No, actually that would probably be like kind of like disorienting maybe. I don't know. Like sort of like a translucent kind of like thing that kind of like looks like something's like kind of wrapping around the person. But like I'm kind of worried about like how to make the VR users feel, like might make them like actually out of character freak out. Ow. Oh man, I remember fighting this guy from before. Oh, it's this one. Is this even working? Maybe. Still hit me. Am I actually avoiding this? Huh. I'm actually avoiding this attack. I don't know how to feel about this.
This reminds me of Getting Over It.
Oh my god, I see what you mean. I can't get over that. Ow. Oh god, oh we're getting back into this. So I guess that's all to say about the situation then.
Mm-hmm.
Ow. Wait, I should be breaking out of this thing. What am I doing? This keeps hitting me. Oh god. Oh, but I got Wind Blade! I got Wind Blade! Oh, he doesn't stun lock. Oh, that's unfortunate. Hey, we did it. We must talk about the elephant in the room. How much is Kirby worth? And can I buy him from Fruity?
No! There are some things you just can't buy. There are many lewd jokes I can make here, but I'm not going to, but just know that I'm thinking them.
So would that be 20 shekels?
Oh my god. Oh, that's probably some command board stuff. Oh wow.
Bill's tribute.
Oh, yeah, you saw the... Yeah. I'll give you a stick. I found it in my yard. Oh my god. A stick. Huh, Sky Climber. I wonder what that looks like, actually. Oh, but I leveled up a bunch of things, didn't I not? Yeah. Alright, I feel like this is a good stopping point. This feels like a nice natural stopping point. There was a lot of things talked about. I don't know how many people actually paid attention to that sort of stuff, but like there was things happening, and I did say this is the grinding hours, so.
Yeah.
I was
so yeah.
paying attention.
Well, thank you all for sticking around. I'm gonna see who.
Nerds.
Let's see who I'm gonna send you guys off to. Ba, 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 ba. Let's see. I can send you off to Curry. I will do just that then. So yeah, let's see. Speaking of RP stuff, he is talking to a Kenshiro. Raid Curry Games. There we go. Ba, 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 ba. There we go. I know there's like most of you probably like are like almost asleep or whatnot, but you know, at least just say hello to him. Just say I say hey, you know, good day or whatnot, and then you can just like disappear off in the aether. So yeah, update stuff. Tonight I'm I guess I might be doing the thing with Shadow on VR chat. If I do get on VR chat, I'm not gonna be playing anything afterwards. Like it's just I'm gonna be on VR chat and then that's that. Because, you know, I do need my time for just recovery and whatnot. Monday night, I'll be doing my stream of me just working on video. Tuesday, we'll be seeing whatever the heck is happening. Wednesday, you know, Yakuza or whatever. You know, the usual schedule. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys have a good day, good night, good evening, whatever's left on your side of the world.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.